It's that time of the week once again. Welcome to the Departure Lounge podcast with your host, Tom Whittle, your ticket to the home of aviation podcasts and the home of the awesome game show Quiznos Jet. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Don't know if that showed, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. Even if it didn't show, it is still all good. Yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 110 of the Departure Lounge podcast here on the Departure Lounge YouTube channel. And I hope that you are well. Going solo this evening. So this will be interesting. However, something I need to get off my chest straight away before we go into any of this. I know the opinions of our group chat already. I have sent one video to Jim, whose opinion I'd like to get, please. Sorry. Let me know if you can hear me well enough. But yes, so I've sent a video to Jim. I will need his opinion before taking action. So we'll go from there. Otherwise, hang on. I'm so unprepared, it's not even funny. Otherwise, we're basically looking through tonight. We're going through a roundup of all the aviation news, all the aviation goodness, etc., etc. And going through some of the flight sim news as well. I was looking at my teeth. Should have sorted that. That's fine. So yeah, so we're going to go through some flight sim news and also some aviation news in real life, obviously, because believe it or not, the flight sim and real life are two separate things. Not everybody believes that. Otherwise, let's say hello to those in the chat. No sound effects. Yeah. By the way, as well, if I can get the opinion, Jim, on Facebook rather than the chat, I'll make the appropriate decision from there. Yeah, let's say hello. We got Lynn Keeble, Dogwood. Hello, good evening to you. We've also got, of course, Max. For how long, I have no idea. Jim, of course. Wayne is here. Darren Graham, hello. Anybody else that may be lurking, hello. And also pinned to the top of the chat is the links to the membership and a different way of donating if you'd rather do it via PayPal sort of thing as opposed to Super Chat. yeah, it's fine. So yeah, so we're rounding up all the news. We're only going to be here for about an hour or so. If you missed this morning's stream, we did a Dakota flight from Duxford over to Normandy whilst observing the 2-minute silence as well. So go check that out later on. Otherwise, let's get straight into it with our first bit of news. This was sent to me by Wayne, so I'm just going to bring it up here. Okay, let's start off with Turkish Airlines. Big news coming out of Turkish Airlines over the last sort of 24 hours or so, and it's placed a giant order. Also, get your opinions on the news pieces. Get your opinions on the news pieces in the chat. We'll go through them all and read yours out and show them on screen as well as we go through them all. But yeah, Turkish Airlines have placed a giant order of 355 Airbus aircraft. These were placed in addition to the previously agreed order that they had already. The order consists of 250 A321 Neos, 75 A350-900s, 15 A350-1000s, and 5 A350 freighter aircraft. This is on top of the agreed 10 A350 900 aircraft that were already placed. It's a huge order. It's also another big plus for Airbus, getting this enormous order coming through from one of their loyal customers in Turkish Airlines, who, are complete. I mean, I think they've got this goal of wanting to, become one of, if not the largest in Europe in terms of fleet. But obviously, big news about the A350 freighter. Which obviously has been picking up orders left, right, and center. So it's good to see Turkish also getting on board with that. What do we think then to this? The fact that they've gone down the A321 Neo route, this could also be placed alongside Anadolu Jet. So there's also the option to place some of those Neos into that airline. But they'll also keep a handful for themselves as well to replace their sort of aging A321s that they have at the moment. This is a massive order. This is a great big order for Airbus, and this is, as Wayne says, and what seems to be a common thing nowadays is it's another kick in the teeth for Boeing, as we've seen. A lot of airlines that are normally, loyal to one company, such as Transavia, have now gone over to Airbus to get their new airplanes. So it's definitely a kick in the teeth for Boeing. Obviously, they've got massive Airbus fleet in terms of their 330s and now 350s, formerly operating A340s and stuff like that. So A320s and things like that. So it's definitely an order in the right direction. And it's another sort of plus for Airbus, where they can sort of flex their muscles and go, well, we've had this massive order from Indigo. Now we've got one of the big European players in Turkish also going the same way. Not as big as Indigo, of course, but definitely going the same way. Michael Painter, good evening to you. Hope you are doing really well. Thanks for joining. But big news coming out of that one. It's a huge order. Not sort of over the next sort of 2-3 years, I would say, is when they're expecting some of the airplanes. But yes, other than that, it's pretty big deal. And obviously, like I say, you can get used to 350 freighter obviously becoming a thing of reality. Love to get your thoughts on this. Let me just grab some other pictures here. That'll do. Yeah, I'd love to get your thoughts. Let's see what you think. In terms of this one, Carl Crawford, it says that Airbus are leading the way. It's certainly a big sort of, it's like a turn or a handing, passing of the torch is what I was meant to say. Passing of the torch from Airbus there, saying, we are now going to be the biggest players. So yeah, there you go. That's the first piece out the way. Max asking just a question: does Turkish Airlines plan to have a new livery soon? No, because this livery is still really relatively fresh. So most definitely not. Good stuff. Good stuff. We'll move on to something a little bit more interesting that I've found out literally. 2 seconds, hang on. Right, we'll move on to something a little bit different. And one that I think is quite interesting, and another one, again, I'd love to get your thoughts, seeing as we're talking about the Airbus side of things. Yes. If you didn't know, United Airlines placed an order for 45 A350s, and there was an article released today, or a couple of days ago, I should say, as to why this was significantly important for United and for the American aviation market as a whole. It's a clear indication that United are looking to replace their older 777 jets. However, you'd have thought that they were going to look to potentially bring on board even more Dreamliners, their association with their association with Boeing and stuff. But there is a massive twist in all this. As we know, United recently took delivery of their first A321neo, and with this information coming out, that the A350, 45 of them to join the fleet as well. Considering, like I say, a lot of people have said it in terms of the relationship with Boeing and stuff like that. We know how the American markets can be, they can be very sort of loyal to Boeing. Otherwise, this is quite a significant order, and I believe there'll be a few of you that may sort of say sort of the same. Going back to the Turkish stuff, Wayne says they already operate a 330 freighter. I think some of their older 330s will be converted on arrival of the A350s. What are we thinking then about the United A350s? This is again a huge swing in Airbus's favour. It's a massive victory for Airbus as well, breaking into that American market even more, especially with the likes of United. Obviously, Delta operate the A350 as well, but you don't really see anywhere else. But now United see that the A350 is a more suitable replacement than the 777X for its larger wide-body aircraft sort of fleet going forward. So what do we think? This is another sort of kick in the teeth for Boeing. As we go through the chat here, Dogwood says 45 A350-900s is huge for Airbus, not just in terms of the order, but in terms of who's actually ordering it, which is you think about now with United, like I said, obviously being the main focal point of our chat here at the moment, recently taken delivery of their A321neos. Now, all well and good. They operate obviously 737s and A320s and stuff, but then not to, and the Maxes and stuff like that. but not to purchase even more. And obviously, I think for them, the weight on the 737 Max 10 is obviously too much for United. At least for me, that's kind of what it seems like, which is why they've gone for the A321 Neo, which is proven. It's got the pedigree needed to fulfill what United are looking for. And I would say most likely with delays to the 777X, the A350 900 or even the A350 1000, if they were to go down the 1000 route. Obviously, they're only sticking with the A350 900s at the moment. This is a massive coup. This is a massive coup for Airbus to finally get a huge order from United, not just for short haul, but for long haul aircraft too. This is massive, absolutely massive. Michael Painter says Boeing are losing orders of long-standing customers like United and KLM. Must be very worrying for Boeing. What do you expect, though? I mean, can we honestly sit here and say that we're surprised? Like, is anyone surprised by the fact that Boeing are now losing loyal customers? It's a bit like if you took your car to a garage and you've been loyal to that garage for so long, but then finally you realize that actually there's another garage out there that could probably do your car a lot better than the garage you've been going to for a while, because the garage is a little bit more reliable in terms of it can get you bits and bobs that you need for the car almost immediately, whereas you wait like 2-3 weeks for the parts from the garage you've been loyal to. Paraphrasing, it's kind of the same sort of thing. United have been waiting and waiting and waiting for the certification of the 737 MAX 10, which just doesn't seem to happen at the moment. Whether it does happen or not, I don't know. Disregarding, of course, Ryanair's order. But this is huge. I mean, if you have followed the markets for so long, you will know this is a massive, massive deal for Airbus to be able to break into this market. And who knows where it will lead to. Maybe they'll get so nice with that they'll think the A350 is so good that they'll purchase the 1000s as well. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. This one, it's a massive deal. Obviously, like I say, the likes of Delta and Delta obviously operating the A350 as well. And of course, ordering the A330 Neo over the 787, which again, you think about how loyal Delta have been in the American market, and they've gone to the European stuff with the A330 Neo and the 350s to kind of lead their long haul stuff in the future. So yeah, it's obviously the only other one to try and break is American, but whether that happens or not, who knows? But it's definitely one of those things you got to keep an eye out on, and there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more to come from this, 100%. 100%. I bet I can't save that either. No, of course not. No. Okay, screw it. We'll go with that. Just getting the next bit ready. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Get your thoughts in. Do we finally see sort of a power shift in the American market with going more European, or do we feel that it could be one of those things that it's just like a phase sort of thing? Wayne says 787 already for me looks a tired aircraft. Wouldn't think some of them only 8 years old. They look to be aging badly. You make a fair point. You make a fair point, especially with all the issues as well. And I think that's a big thing at the moment. A big thing with the especially with the Boeing side, you had so many issues with the 737 MAX. 787s had the engine issues, which caused a few of them to be sat at Prestwick and all over the place, and and things like that. Virgin had some issues as well, so they had to ground some of their aircraft at Heathrow. So, yeah, it's if I was an employee of Boeing, I'd be very worried right now. You're not going to go out of business, of course you're not, but I'd be very worried, very very worried indeed, that there is a massive change in power on its way. Okay, so moving away from the orders and stuff like that, bit of news that came out. Let's have a look. Jim says a phase for now is Airbus's turn, but it will swing the other way again towards Boeing at some point before the swinging of the other way again. It's a bit like one of those pendulums, isn't it? It's a pendulum that just seems to stick in one place for a minute, then it's let loose. And at the moment, all the momentum is with Airbus. Wayne pointing out there was a China Southern 787 in Heathrow today. Loads of speed tape on the nose. Doesn't look appealing. Well, there's that as well. Yeah, there is that sort of side of things as well. I mean, if you're a first-time flyer and you see that, it's not going to be something that's going to be very appealing to you and make you feel safe, I suppose. It's a weird thing, isn't it? Moving away from the orders, some very interesting news came out about Norse. And Norse are proposing a special flight with the Boeing 787 to fly to Antarctica, which is very interesting. Be the first time that a Dreamliner lands in Antarctica. Norse want to be the ones to do it. And apparently it will commence from Norway before stopping en route. This is important because, as we said, it'll be the first time that a 787 Dreamliner lands in Antarctica. It is a charter flight taking tourists out to Antarctica, potentially for the. It's either tourists or it could be something to do with the Troll Research Station. So yeah, could be very interesting. This is, of course, on top of the fact that a 737 MAX flew to Antarctica as well through low-cost Czech carrier Smartwings in January this year. But very interesting. Very interesting to read this and see that Norse are taking the direction to send the 777. That's because I saw it in the comments. Saw the to send the 787 over to Antarctica. What do we think? What do we think about this one? Going back to our previous bit, Michael Painter says the trouble is with Boeing. How long do you wait for your aircraft? When will we see the 777X fly with an airline years behind? Jim says as well the tape on the 787 nose is down to the airline, not Boeing. There's also that's fair enough. Wayne says then there's hot brake issues, a common fault on the 787. There was also something to do with a paint issue from Carl. Verwood Kitman or Leverwood Kitman. He's in France right now. Steve, good to see you. Hope you're well. So what do we think then about Norse sending a 787 to Antarctica? First sort of big jet in terms of airliners, I believe. Unless I'm mistaken and something else has been there before. Sure, one of you knowledgeable lot will tell me. Just preparing the new bits here. Let's see what you've got. Wayne says, good publicity. Can't hurt. Brandon says, an A340 flew there. I think Sam Shui went on it before, and he probably praised the hell out of it. Just try and go on it again. Carl says, be interesting to see how many times they fly the route each week. I think it's a one-off charter. I think, from what I believe, it's a one-off charter. Not going direct. It will stop off somewhere on the way, probably to potentially pick up even more passengers. But very interesting as well. I say I'm surprised no one else has done it yet, but it I mean, it could be interesting. Could be interesting. Steve says, I'm sick of French people now. Can't lie. Can't say that. Can't say that. Lee says maybe for scientists. It could very well be. It could very well be. There's no definite in terms of what they're sending it across for. But at the moment, we believe it is just a charter. It's down as a charter flight for one reason or another. All right, more on the humorous side of things, if we're going to go for a little bit of humor. And we're going to go with American Airlines. So an interesting story came out about American Airlines. When was this? This was 2 days ago. So American Airlines are being sued for, air quote, losing 2 children. American Airlines is facing a lawsuit alleging that 2 unaccompanied minors were left alone in an airport overnight without food or drink. The mother of the children was unable to contact them because they did not have their cell phones. And American claims that the safety and comfort of their customers, including unaccompanied minors, are their highest priority. This I don't quite know what to make of this one, but it says that a lawsuit was filed last month by Florida mother Amber Venzel. Sounds like pencil, but with a V, I guess. Reportedly alleges the carrier put her 2 unaccompanied sons in a, air quote, cold room akin to a jail cell for the night. Now, let's talk. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. So a mother is suing an airline for the fact that she lost her 2 sons, couldn't look after them in an airport, and left them there overnight. Discuss. I'm sure there are parents in the chat. Discuss. Wayne says they've been watching Home Alone again. It's nearly Christmas after all. This is just... Is this a way just to try and get like a bit of dosh under their belts or something? It's absolutely bonkers. Absolutely crazy. It's honestly, the lady says she could not contact the minors because they did not have their cell phones. It was not until several hours had passed that the mother could speak to her sons, allegedly learning that they had nothing to eat or drink throughout the night. Okay, a little bit more into it, and we'll try and decipher who's in the wrong here. Apparently, the incident occurred in July 2022, but she's only just filed a lawsuit on October the 31st. Her sons, who are 10 and 12, were traveling. I'm hoping they weren't traveling by themselves. We're traveling from Missouri to Syracuse, New York, to visit her partner's family. Per American's policy, the lady reportedly paid $150 for the carrier's unaccompanied minor service, which is required for children under 14. So what I'm getting from that is, did these young children just end up having to fly by themselves? Is that what we can make from this? Because I don't think this is the airline's fault. Surely, I mean, if American have this policy where they can take on children under 14 on these flights by themselves, it's absolutely crazy to start with, because they're not going to know what to do. It's absolutely crazy. Obviously, they'd be looked after and stuff like that, which is fair enough. But why? Why would you? Why would you? Why? Imagine as a parent, you send your child, just 10-year-old child. Yep, off to the airport you go. You're flying to see you're flying to see mummy, or you're flying to see daddy. How comfortable would you feel doing that? Because I would not feel comfortable at all. I would not feel comfortable sending a child who was like 10 years old to an airport by themselves to go flying by themselves. It's crazy. It's okay, yeah. So who's in the wrong then? Is it the because I don't think it's the airline's fault. It's absolute madness. Carl says it's the parents' fault. End of. Jim says probably Dosh and 15 minutes of fame, also deflecting the blame away from herself. This is crazy. See if I can find. Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh, that's amazing. So, in a series of comments to ABC News, the lady said she thought the boys would have been accompanied at the airport. She goes on to say, "It's a feeling no parent ever wants to feel. I have faith that during the transitions at the airport, they would be with a flight attendant since they had that service. I asked them if they had anything to eat or drink, and they were like, 'No, mum.'" Or as children nowadays go, "No, what you on about?" Um, I think this is nuts. And then the attorney for the lady says there's no margin for error with children. You can replace luggage or golf clubs, but you can't replace the kids. How about accompanying them to the airport? How difficult is it? Oh, honestly, I'm reading it and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Michael Painter says, I wouldn't send my girls there by themselves. No way. I mean, you wouldn't. You just wouldn't. You just wouldn't. Um, Brandon says it's not the airline because they have that policy legally, meaning it's the parents' fault. Absolutely. Dogwood says, I think it's the airline's fault if they offer it as a service, but parents should never have to use the service in the first place. I think that's a very fair point. Max also says children can't fly a plane these days. No, we've seen your flight sim streams. That is definitely 100%. I have no sound effects, so I can't do it. Yeah, the laws are crazy. Like, I'm gonna keep an eye on this, and I'm gonna yeah keep an eye on that and see what happens, because that is just it begs belief. It really does. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely mental. Just trying to make some sense here of the next piece. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, like I say, get your thoughts in. This is crazy. If you're a parent, I want to know, if you're a parent, would you send your child to to an airport by themselves to go catch an aeroplane to go see, your partner's family. Not even your partner's family by themselves. Why are you not going? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you not going with them? It's crazy. Crazy. Jim. So it appears we have someone in this chat who it appears likes to take the piss out of the last post on Remembrance Sunday in a stream. Oh yeah. If you've seen the video evidence, you'll have seen it. But there's a certain somebody. I won't tell you who. People can guess. Lynn says, let me take the picture off the screen. Lynn says, I went on National Express when I was 11 and I was accompanied by a National Express hostess. Mum picked me on a bus. Relatives met me at the other end, but plane's a whole different level. It is. It's it's like if when you're older, fair enough. Like I flew by myself 4 years ago, obviously, but whatever. I'm an adult. But like if you were, I don't know, let's still stick with it. Under the age of like 14, and you weren't like savvy as to what was going on around you, you'd have no idea what was going on, and I'd be blaming the parents. 100%, I'd be blaming the parents. Brandon says, I know someone who used a service on Thai and they got to the border where they were connecting and had to get sent back as their passport was out of date. Jesus Christ. Imagine an under 14 child going through that situation. It's bonkers. I don't think it should ever be allowed. I think you should be accompanied on a plane to a certain age where you're savvy enough to know what's going on, or in particular how things work. That's kind of the premises behind everything. Um, it's just nuts, absolutely nuts. Something you'll have seen in the news as well. Oh, by the way, let's get a bit more on the comment with Jim. By the way, I'll just put it back on the screen. This one. Let's have some thoughts. Don't name names, but let's have some thoughts. I will be taking appropriate action. Taking it off screen in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Dom, what have I missed? You've missed an interesting chat about American Airlines getting sued for supposedly it being their fault that 2 children spent the night at an airport and they were, was it 10 and 12? So the mother, who should have been responsible enough, is suing the airline, which is crazy. Absolutely mental. What am I seeing there? Oh, right. Yeah, I see. um, where I've lost. I've totally lost where I am. By the way, hello Dom. Hope you're well. Also, we're having a discussion as well with this. I'll put it back on screen very quickly, and then we'll move on. This is the comment from Jim. If you've seen the evidence, you know exactly what I'm on about. If you haven't seen the evidence, message me. I'll show you. All right, off we go then. So let's move on. Yes, a lot of people are passionate about this whole thing. If you don't know what I'm on about, I'm not going to do it in a public situation, but we'll do it. Yeah, we'll go from there. Right, moving on. Bang. ITA took delivery of their first A321neo a couple days ago, adding to their ever-growing fleet of A220s, A320neos, A330neos, and A350s. This was a move I was expecting them to do. It very quickly mimics Alitalia, and I'll give you an example why. Obviously, Alitalia operated A320s, A321s, so obviously this would be the equivalent, except obviously the Neo version. A220 would be like the A319, and obviously A330s and Neos. Not so much for Alitalia, the Neos, but yeah, it's a very very Italian move, I would call it. But it's the first of many. Named Massimiliano Rossolino after the Olympic swimmer champion, the Italian swimmer and Olympic champion in Sydney in 2000. The airplane has capacity for 165 passengers in a 3-class configuration, including 141 seats in economy, 12 in premium, and 12 in business. In addition, each seat is equipped with the latest generation on-demand video and audio entertainment system featuring a 17.3-inch screen in business, 15.6-inch in premium economy, and 13.3-inch economy screens. Low reflecting touchscreen displays with a 4K resolution for a simple, smooth, and intuitive user experience. Very nice indeed. What do we think? I think it suits the aircraft personally. I think this is a good move. I'm not entirely sure where they plan on actually sending them. If someone knows where they're gonna potentially send them, let me know. Let me know. Oh, let me know. Wayne says the ITA 320 Neo starting Heathrow operations in December. Always good to see. May very well see what we can do in terms of potentially sending that one on the flight sim to Heathrow as well. Did you see what happened at London City? I've seen the video of it getting stuck or something, which is quite interesting. Brandon says someone was disrespectful in the SDTV chat in the 2-minute silence. Disgusting. Luckily, they got banned. Won't be long. Won't be long. I'm deliberating. Jim says never served in the forces, but was damn proud to walk in the St. Neots Remembrance Parade in 2016 with a mate who did, and was made very welcome by the ex-veterans. So yeah, I'm passionate about it. Good stuff, Jim. Gotta be, especially if it runs so deep. These sort of things that happened. I saw it, and immediately I was like, as long as there's no rage, and I can save it, then we should be good. And luckily, it happened. It fell the way I wanted it to. So now we've got the evidence. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, it went down the wrong. Yeah, it went down the wrong way. Should have backtracked down the runway, not the taxiway. Ooh, baby steps. They're still learning. Anyone know how many they've got on order? Because the article that I'm reading up on does not say. I don't think it does. It's got 63 aircraft in total on order. It doesn't actually say how many A321neos they've got. I'm sure someone is knowledgeable enough to let me know. Michael Painter's a big fan of the ITA livery. It's a lovely livery. Lee Class, thank you. 8 on order for the A321 Neos. Carl says it looks the business. It certainly does. Yeah, it certainly does. She is a smart girl. Is that A321 Neo? Excuse me. Right, some more. Let's go for it. Let's have a look and see what we got here. Mm-hmm. By the way, if there's anything that anyone wants to have a chat about, follow them. Ooh, okay. We'll go for that. Hang on. Last one then before we move on to the flight sim news. And there is plenty of it. There's plenty of the flight sim news. Okay. On wards. 2 wards. Wayne says, I think a dose of mandatory military service would do this person a dose of reality. Yeah, I think so. Send them to Korea. That'd be the way to do it. That'd be the way to do it. Next piece, or the last piece before we move on to the flight sim stuff, and we'll get on to what you lot want to chat about as well very quickly. Carl's asking about what's happening with Global. To be honest, I think it's very quiet on that front. Let's have a look. Fairly certain it's quiet on that front. Okay, all right. We got a bit of news. I'll come on to it in a minute, but let's quickly go through the Cathay Pacific stuff. So, Dogwood says, "Why no Wayne on our screens tonight? I'm running solo and giving him the night off. He'll be back next week though for Battle of the Liveries." But in terms of Cathay Pacific, very quickly, they are looking into ordering some more mid-haul aircraft as part of their fleet renewal effort. The airline has already plenty of orders for long-haul aircraft, such as the A350 and the 777X, but is now looking to expand its medium-haul fleet. There are rumors that apparently Cathay Pacific could potentially order the A330neo, considering its popularity in the region and the benefits of cockpit commonality. Is that right? Yeah. Cockpit commonality with the whole Airbus and A330 CEO aircraft family. Ergo, less training and less money to fork out for training. So talking of that, they already have an order of 32 A320 Neos and A321 Neos, which was placed earlier in the summer. But Ronald Lamb, the airline CEO, is currently looking at future fleet requirements to the aircraft, and for the aircraft for the medium haul reach. Which is quite interesting. I mean, we've always known Cathay Pacific to be long haul, relatively long haul. It's this will be very, very interesting. This will be very interesting. There are also rumors that Cathay are looking at the 777X freighter as well to add to their fleet. But it'd be interesting to see what happens here. I would strongly believe that the A330neo will be purchased. I don't see it being any other aircraft personally. I can see the A330neo being the one that will fill it. If you think about like Cebu as well, you think about Cebu Pacific, They've got A330neos, and they tend to run them on short haul stuff from Manila. Obviously, packing out the cabin with as many people as possible. I think it's like proper high density or something like that. High density aircraft. So yeah, be interested to see what happens for sure. I would keep an eye, especially on Cathay, to see what happens. What happens there? Lots of people with some interesting stuff. Let's have a look. Let's get that in there. Very quickly, we were asking about global as well. Just going to go through the quick chats here. Dom mentioned the IL-96-400M test flight. Yep, if you missed that as well, that's recently done a test flight. Have a look at that if you can. So, news in regards to global, the only ones I can find that's of any worthiness is that they have partnered up with an interior and exterior completions company called JetMS. JetMS Completions, and they'll commence a cabin refurbishment and overhaul program for Global Airlines' incoming fleet of A380 aircraft. Now, the interiors program, a multi-aircraft deal, is scheduled to begin in January 2024. Once the first A380 completes its return to service maintenance checks. In total, the proposed airline has orders in place for 4 A380s and plans to commence flights next spring. I mean, this is... I don't know what to make of it. If I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know what to make of it. Jim says it's doubtful. I mean, I'll go on. It says the first Super Jumbo acquired from Doric Aviation early this year is scheduled to arrive in Europe before the end of 2023 and will undergo cabin refurbishment work the following month. The next 3 aircraft are scheduled for operation by Global Airlines will undergo full cabin overhauls later in 2024. The company JetMS operate a facility from Biggin Hill after the acquisition of RAS Completions in 2021. But most of its work is related to private jets. So, interestingly, they've hired a company. That purely work on. They purely work on private jets, and they're going to go straight into A380. Can it be done? Can you do that sort of thing? Can you jump from private jet to, massive A380? Obviously, the A380s would not go to Biggin Hill before that question even gets asked. But yeah, do we do we see that happening? I'm so doubtful. I don't want to be, because I like to see some like A380s return to the air, and I think this would be quite nice. The more I read and the more I see things about what's happening, the more I think it's just air and it's nothing else. Carl says very difficult to understand what Global are trying to offer. Global are basically trying to offer low cost but luxurious flights across the Atlantic. Basically, it's low cost, long haul. It's weird. It's weird. Lewis from London Planes Boarding, hello to you. Hope you are doing really well. Wayne with classic Wayne grammar says the fact that BA don't even fry their A380s where routes are supposed to be due to lack of gates at LFK. Still looking to hire a translator for Wayne, by the way, if anyone is actually interested. Darren Smith, evening to you. Darren Smith says Global will last 5 minutes if they actually start. It's interesting. It's interesting to say the very least. I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know where I'm going with it. I mean, I want to sit there and go, yep, 100%. I'm sure this will work. This is going to be fantastic. Problem is that I can't sit there and say that because I don't know. I just don't know. I want it to happen, but will it happen? And James Asquith, like, I'm sure your business head is in the right place with this all, but it's going to be it's going to be very interesting to see what happens for sure. Brandon says, isn't that what Norse do though through low cost long haul from Gatwick? It is, and it's super cheap. I'm hoping to fly on them next year. But it's interesting. It's the same as what Jim's put here. About as much hope as Boom Overture taken to the air, and what wise ass thought Boom was a good idea for a name of an aircraft manufacturer. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one, and one that I think deserves an entire podcast by itself. There are plenty of airlines out there that I think you and I can mention off the top of our heads that have gone out and been like, yep, we're going to start some flights. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. We're going to operate this. We're going to operate that. Is it Centra Airways? And what's the other one? Oh, God. Centra, and what's the one? There's another one that's also supposed to be UK based that was supposed to start and then fell into bankruptcy before it even started. God almighty, what was it? What's the what? I feel like it begins with H. I can't think of it. Someone will put it in there anyway. Lewis says WestJet have officially left Gatwick. Very interesting. Also, not surprising. Not surprising at all. Han, or whatever they're called. Is it Han? I feel like I should. Is it Han Air? Is that the one? No, it's not Han Air. Han Air are they're a business plane. Han Airlines. Nope. Nope, that's a private jet airline. I don't know. I can't think of it. Not Monarch. Not Monarch. There was another one. There was Centra. And I feel like there was another one beginning with H. I might be wrong. It's going to bug me now. Yeah, it's not Han. Han are a business plane. Business airline, rather. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll see what happens with Global. Moving away from the real world, let's go on to a little bit of flight sim news. and we finally have some development updates. Finally, this should have come out in July, so this has been going on for so long now. Once it officially loads, we've got some updates for Aerosoft and their A330, which we are still waiting on. This was supposed to be released in July, but we've got some updates now. Just going through what they put. Yeah, there are people that are not happy. Purely for the fact this A330 was promised in early summer by Aerosoft, and it is now getting towards the back end of 2023, and it still hasn't come out yet. Apparently, Aerosoft has provided a further development update on their highly anticipated. I mean, it was highly anticipated. I think people have given up on it now. A330 aircraft, this time focusing on the progress of the aircraft's auto flight systems. Bearing in mind, this is an airplane that should have been ready in summer, and they still haven't finished it. Basically, I don't need to go on any further because lots of people saying that the fact that they've indicated that now we just need the systems to do what we want them to do. We'll give you more information on this soon. Basically means that the aircraft is not ready, will not be ready anytime soon. But agreeing with what Wayne says, it looks good. It does look good. It looks very good. But this is the only thing that we're going off of is screenshots. No one knows what it's like. There's me thinking you would. There's me thinking. Lewis says that I was about to talk about the A220 release. Not yet. Sadly, it's not out just yet. I'm like you. I'm literally itching at the bit to get my hands on the A220, but it's not yet. I mean, visually, looks incredible. At the moment, though, if you want to fly the A330, it is a stock aeroplane from X-Plane 12. So if you have X-Plane 12, you can fly the A330, and it looks fantastic. So we are just literally sitting there waiting for this to come onto the flight sim, which will be fucking God knows when. So this aeroplane was promised for early summer. It was nowhere near ready, and it still is nowhere near ready. So there you go. I mean, make of that what you will. It's it is slightly annoying that it hasn't been released yet. I will just go on to, just give me a second. There is some other releases and other bits and bobs that have some news to them, but I can't use the image that they've provided because it's just you can't really see it. Oh, lovely, very nice. Let's go for this. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I can't even do that. Bollocks. Okay, hang on. Just looking for some screenies to No, that's not. Why is it so difficult? I know where to find them. 2 seconds, folks. 2 seconds. Oh God, why is it? Right, there we go. I saw some pictures of it, and I thought they were really good. And now I don't remember which bloody group they were in, so I cannot find them. I promise it'll be worth it. Not that one. Hmm? Sorry, folks. Hang on. Literally, I'm just literally scrolling. I genuinely thought, which bloody group is it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just go for this. Can't fucking save it. You bastards. That's annoying. Lewis says I keep pressing the button, the update button on the add-on manager to see if there's any changes. Definitely no changes yet. Brandon says I fly in X-Plane 11. Used to do Microsoft Flight Sim, but performance kept getting worse. I spent a lot on the sim. Ouch. I don't know what the X-Plane 12 is like. I know there are add-ons for X-Plane 12 that can make it kind of realistic. I also think that's not the right thing. It's bugging me. It's really, really bugging me because I want to show it off, but I can't. No. Have I just got to go for something like that? I bet I do. Fuckers. Why can't you just... Oh, God. This is really annoying. Like, trying to be able to, like... Right, hang on. I've got a better idea. Hang on. I'm just going to do it this way. It's just easier. It's just so much easier. Right. Next piece. Finally. We've had confirmed this week, or week just gone. When it comes up. For those that bought the early access, and I'm starting to wish I had done that myself because this looks fantastic. Sky Simulations. I've already released the aircraft. It's not great. It's not fantastic. However, there was news that I think it's TFDI. I think they're called simulations. We're working on this aircraft. They released the early access. Can't get it unless you've paid upfront to purchase it. However, from what I've seen in terms of people that have got it and screenshot it on Facebook groups, etc., it looks the bee's knees. It's proper study level. So, Max, don't even think about it because it ain't ground schools for you. Here we go. Yes. So we now have a full study level MD-11 given to us by TFDI, and it is a lot better than the Sky Simulations one that has already come out. And the screenshots that I've seen make it look fantastic. I mean, it honestly looks incredible. Don't know what the price is, but let's have a look and see if I can actually find out what it is. Okay, so it's a pre-order, and it won't be available. So if you've pre-ordered it, holy shit. Okay, excuse my language, but goodness me. If you need to pre-order it, you can pre-order it at a reduced price. Oh yeah, yeah. Reduced price. Would anyone like to have a guess as to what that price is? Because now I've seen the price. Boy, am I glad I didn't pay this. Who would like to guess? It's in dollars, by the way. So have a guess. Brandon says $89.99. 500, no. 120, no. 90 quid, no. Max says, how long is the setup on this plane? It's too long for you. 100, says Lee. All I see is McDonald's, not McDonald. Want to know the price? If you were to pre-order this at a reduced price, so God knows what the full price would be, you're looking at $80. $80. So I don't actually know what the full price would be. However, it looks stunning. And the guys at TFDI have done a fantastic job with this. So, bit of news then, since we're talking about the MD-11. 1,000 collector's edition customers have access to the MD-11. They will spend the next 60 days rigorously testing the aircraft for any bugs or performance issues. This 60-day exclusivity period is scheduled to end on January the 7th, 2024, and barring any necessary fixes, the MD-11 will be released to the public after that point. So we are looking for sort of mid-January 2024 for public release of the MD-11, but those that have the collector's edition have the free, it's not free at all, have the option now to run it, test it, and go from there. I'm quite excited about this, if I'm honest. I'm quite excited about the MD-11. It's good to have a proper one now. The SkySims one is terrible. Honestly, it's god awful. Max says, I hope it comes to the Xbox. I mean, you ain't learning it anytime soon. But yeah, this is great. This is it looks fantastic. Definitely fantastic. If I go on to if I just go on to the liveries, I'll show you, because you get with the package, you get the passenger and the cargo version. So if I were to just pick a livery. Let's go. Let's just pick that one. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that one. So just a look at what it could look like with a livery. There you go. Lufthansa Cargo, with the thank you MD11 farewell stuff. Michael Painter's left us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again very soon. I know Brandon's left us as well, so thanks for joining us on that one too. So, yeah, very excited about the MD11. Be interested to see just how high fidelity it is. However, talking of, seeing as we mentioned the MD11, it's only right to also mention aerodynamics just very quickly. And they've given us a few updates in regards to their free, and it is going to be free, DC-10 package. Yeah. There you go. How good does that look? So this DC-10 will have the passenger version, the cargo version, and the military version in the package. They've been working on aircraft effects and stuff like that. So you can see the what we call wing fluff in the picture there. They are working extremely hard to make this look as good as it can be. And I think at the moment it is looking fantastic. Don't forget, by the way, it is going to be free for PC. Sorry, Max. Free for PC. And it does look awesome. So on the aircraft, when you're in it, you'll have the ability to open up the engine cowlings. There's been a texture and model overhaul to bring it up to higher standard with the with what we were expecting. And Aerodynamics on their Discord channel have demonstrated its hydraulic system in a video that they released as well, showing the power up of hydraulic pressure and the actuation of the ailerons as well. And they're also mentioning that they continue to look for fresh talent to help in the creation of this airplane add-on. So if you're interested, you can hop onto their Discord and give them a message if you want to become part of the team to help create this airplane. The gear bays are also still in work. They're a work in progress state, but are coming along nicely. You can find all that out on other websites, but it looks fantastic. My eyes perked up when I heard free, says Lewis. I didn't stutter. 100% it is free. This will be a completely free add-on for the flight sim when it does eventually come out. Best thing about them is that with Aerodynamics is they're literally, you know, they're literally saying to us like, you know, they're keeping us posted with a lot of things, which is ideal as opposed to Aerosoft, who are doing all the complete opposite. So there you go. What do you think? What do you think about that? I mean, I'm the exact same, Lewis. My eyes are just like, wow, like literally can't wait. Cannot wait for that DC-10. Other bits of news, just as quickly scroll through. Obviously, we've had updates to the Dash 7, which I've tried out, and they are very, very good. There is a Beechcraft T6 Texan that's been released by Iris Simulations. Local Legend 13, the Saab B17A, not that B17, for the Microsoft Flight Sim is now available as well. Aeroplane Heaven are announcing a Hawker Hurricane Mark 1, which will be their next Warbird. A2A Simulations, they've updated their Comanche 250 to version 1.4. we have also got, obviously, as we mentioned before, Black Box Simulations have released a Shorts regional Premium Edition, which had the Shorts 330 and the Shorts 360, which we'll be bringing to the Flight Sim streams very, very soon. Flying Iron Simulations have announced the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress and Hawker Hunter as their next operations for their designs for the Flight Sim. Recently, the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries MU2 was released as well. If you are on X-Plane 12, X-Works has released a mod for the A340. Otherwise, that will do in terms of your Flight Sim news. Good stuff. There you go. There you go. That rounds up a lot of the real world news and the aviation news. For the next couple minutes, I want to kind of get your opinions. Not going to name names just yet. I'll do that at some point. But yes, there was I found evidence of mockery of the last post by a viewer. I'd like to just spend a couple minutes before we leave, because I'd like to get out of here by 8:30. What you think we should do? I know what I'm going to do, but I want to know the opinions of what you would like to do, barring the naming and shaming. That will happen, but not yet. So let me know. I feel like I need to play the video, but I also feel like that's not that's also not the right way of doing it. Which post was this? No, the last post, which is the Remembrance Sunday. Yeah, Remembrance Day tune. Not as in a post, as in post, but like, the tune. Lee says ban. Wayne says ban. Lynn says ban. Let's just get opinions, just for the minute. Lifetime ban. Don was recovering from his night shift, so I has no idea. That's fine. Darren Graham, ban. Lewis, ban. I think I can see where this is going. Interestingly, Max says ban. The irony, by the way. Crazy. All right. Let's leave it at that. I think I've got the idea. Jim says ban and count themselves lucky I ain't sharing it to my ex-army sergeant mate. Ooh, yes. Count yourself very lucky. Very lucky indeed. That will come at some point. Like I said, if you don't know, then and you want to find out, I will happily show you in private. Not gonna sounds wrong. Let me rephrase that. I will show you that. No, there's no way of doing it. No, I've just dug myself into a hole now. How do I get out of this one? Because there's no way of me saying this that's going to sound any better than how I've just said it. I don't think there's a way of getting out of it. You know what I mean, though. I'll share. Yeah, I'll share the evidence away from stream with people. But yeah, we'll go from there. All right, folks. What? Oh, I'll tell you what. I've not got it ready either. Okay. Okay. All right. So, I haven't got the thumbnail for tomorrow ready yet, but we're off to a very interesting place. I'm also updating a load of stuff on the flight sim at the moment, so I can't even share it that way. Tomorrow we're doing a very interesting flight. I flew on Wednesday, Sydney to Launceston, and found two very interesting place names, which I'll tell you what. I'll share my screen. I'll do more of the updating in a minute. I think these are fantastic. Names. It'd be rude not to do it. It's about an hour long in a small plane, and we're going to use a small plane to do it. Yeah, to God, what was it called? Yeah, we're not using an A321neo. I did an A321neo flight earlier. How long would it take? What aircraft were we actually planning to use? I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, and I was like, yeah, we totally got to go there. So that is what we'll do. We are going to use tomorrow. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, about an hour to do the flight. All right, let me quickly share. Hopefully you can see it. Not yet. Hold on. Can you? Hang on. Wait. That should do it. Can you see it? I'm in the corner now. I'm in the corner. We're flying from Killicranky to Boobiala. I thought Killicranky was a great name, and then I found, or I should more importantly say, I came across Boobiala. So we're going to do that tomorrow, and we're going to do it in the Piper PA-28 Warrior. It's a fun little plane to fly. I love flying it on the flight sim. I think it's a fantastic plane, and I'm very excited to fly it again. So Killicranky to Boobiala. God bless Australia for having some wonderful airport names. We're not going to have scenery for them because I tried to look for some. There isn't any. So yeah, Killicranky to Boobiala. Oh, it's going to be a good one. And then after tomorrow, the next flight sim stream will either be possibly Thursday, if not Friday, because I'm away in two different places during the week for work. So yeah, streams in general will be limited this week, but yeah, we'll go from there. The mind of a 14-year-old finding cock funny, says Rob Brown. Good to see you. Hope you're well. That's what we're doing tomorrow. Otherwise, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed our little roundup of the news. I've been doing this one on my own. First time I remember doing something like this on my own, I was very nervous, and yeah, wasn't great. Personally, I didn't think it was any good. This has been a little bit better. Debatable. But either way, thank you so much. Tomorrow's flight, about 7:30. It's only an hour. Don't need very long to set the airplane up or anything else. 7:30. And that is pretty much it. So, big thank you to... hang on. When do you need my liveries? Oh, yeah. So, Saturday be fine. So got a week to do it. It's not an issue. And then I also need a picture in the same style as you saw this one. I just feel the need to play it again.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that one satisfied.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Battle of the Liveries.
If it could be done in that style, that'd be ideal. Thank you. That'd be ideal. All right, folks. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow, 7:30, for the Flight Sim stream. From Killer Cranky to Boobiala. Still makes me laugh. Thank you for your support. Thank you, everybody. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. There we go. Enjoy your Monday. See you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye. Click the damn thing. Why are you not clicking?
Got something to tell you. I've got news for you. Gonna put some wheels in motion.
Beep,
Get
beep.
ready.